It is another soaker out there this evening across much of central and eastern Kentucky. Tracking the possibility of some stream flooding just ahead.
She wants to take your guns away.
Presumptive Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump slams Hillary Clinton at the NRA convention in Kentucky.
A trial date has now been set for the man accused of shooting and killing a Richmond police officer.
This is WKYT News at 5.
Good afternoon to you. A break from the rain didn't last long.
No, it didn't. Heavy showers have returned to the area, and they'll be sticking around through the start of the weekend. Let's go straight to WKYT's Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey for the latest on the forecast. Chris?
Yeah, the heavy stuff back into town as expected, guys. Got some dry hours in this morning, and then boom, skies really opening up on us this afternoon. Defender Radar Network, look, this is a wall of water that we are talking about right now. Where you see all the yellow, the reds, that is really coming down. Now, the stuff, if there's a little good news, becomes more scattered as the evening wears on. But boy, right now over the next couple of hours, we still have heavy rains from southern Kentucky, Mountain Parkway, north now toward Moorhead, Flemingsburg, Carlisle, the I-64 corridor from Winchester to Mount Sterling, Lexington back to Versailles. Notice how it's trying to lighten up a little bit into sections of Anderson County, but across the downtown Lexington area, still raining to beat the proverbial band. Heaviest is right on top of the Masterson Station area north of Rupp Arena. Moderate rains, Hamburg Pavilion. This extends back toward the southwest. That's where the weather is coming from, by the way. Look toward the southwestern sky, and you notice those additional rounds of some moderate gusty rains that will blow in here as the evening wears on. Hour-by-hour forecast showing that once we get deep into the evening, you're talking 10, 11, or 12, and we're going to start to see the skies brighten or clear up just a little bit in terms of the overall heaviest rain getting on out of town. But as we go into the day tomorrow, you can already see on that hour by 3 or 4 in the morning, rain across southern Indiana is going to work its way in from northeast to southwest as we get this low pressure center to zip its way on across the Ohio Valley. Guys, we'll come back in just a few minutes and break down that all-important weekend forecast. A new hour by hour is in. We'll look at it together.
Chris, thank you. And we're tracking a breaking news alert out of Lexington right now. Police are trying to figure out what led up to a woman's death.
The Fayette County coroner tells us 43-year-old Amy Kogel was found dead this morning in a house on Pickney Drive. That's off of Mason Headley. Kristen Kennedy is at the scene with the breaking details. And Kristen, have you been able to talk to anyone out there on scene yet?
Amber, we just spoke to one neighbor. She told us that she heard 9 shots ring out early this morning, and those shots, police say, came from this home right over here. And they say that that home is where Amy Kogel lived with her husband and her children. We know at 10 this morning the coroner pronounced her dead inside. He says this is a homicide and that she died from multiple gunshot wounds. Police are telling us that they do have a person they are questioning about what happened here at this home. And the one neighbor who heard those shots, who didn't want to go on camera, said Amy was a wonderful person.
Lady from New York, very outgoing, family oriented, looked out for all of her neighbors. Definitely someone that you could trust, and she looked out, took care of her parents, took care of her children.
And we are told that the neighborhood association is already working on trying to set up a fund for the children that Amy left behind. Live in Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Kristen, thank you. He is promising to get rid of gun-free zones. Today, presumptive Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump addressed a crowd at the National Rifle Association in Louisville.
Trump told the crowd he would do anything he could to defend the Second Amendment. Victor Puente's at the convention with the latest on Trump's message. It's our top story at 5.
The rain didn't deter the crowd here at Freedom Hall. Thousands of people waited in line for almost an hour to see presidential nominee Donald Trump. Trump was one of several speakers at the National Rifle Association's National Convention, which is being held here in Louisville. Before taking the stage, Trump received the NRA's endorsement for president. One of their executive directors said Republicans whose candidate lost should get over it and vote for Trump. Trump said the election is even more important because whoever is elected president will shape the Supreme Court.
I can't stress in any stronger fashion whoever the next president is going to appoint from 3 to 5 judges.
He also said he believed Bernie Sanders should run as an independent, but he was excited to campaign against Hillary Clinton.
that she shouldn't be allowed to run, but it looks like they're going to let her run. And that's okay with me, because really, I do want to run against her. I have to be honest with you.
He also revealed that he has a concealed carry permit. While guns were allowed at the convention, they weren't allowed at Trump's speech because of Secret Service control.
There are 13 million right-to-carry permit holders in the United States. I happen to be one of them. In the past, nobody knows that. Boy, would I surprise somebody if they hit Trump.
While the vast majority of the people here are Second Amendment supporters, this convention has drawn protesters. They tell me they plan on walking through downtown Louisville before eventually ending at the Galt House for a prayer rally. In Louisville, Victor Puente, WKYT.
The NRA estimates that 70,000 people will attend the convention during the next 3 days.
There's now a trial date for a man accused of killing a police officer. A judge scheduled the trial during a hearing for Raleigh Sizemore this morning. Police say Sizemore shot and killed Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis during a robbery investigation in November. WKYT's Mark Barber shows us when a jury will hear that case.
The judge says work sessions like this one normally happen in his chambers, but he decided to hold this one in open court because of the gravity of the case. Raleigh Sizemore was not in court today. This session was set so the attorneys on the case could schedule a trial date. They picked July 5th, 2017. In the next 14 months, the defense will be preparing their case, and the Commonwealth's attorney will be working through half a dozen other cases that are scheduled to be tried first. Sizemore is charged with murder, and prosecutors will be seeking the death penalty. Police say he ambushed Officer Ellis back in November, shooting him in the head. The 7-year veteran of the police department was searching a home, trying to find an armed robbery suspect when he was killed. Sizemore will stand trial for the murder more than a year and a half after Ellis's death. A large number of death penalty cases are retried. The judge says he wants to keep the high-profile case moving forward, but he also wants to give attorneys time to get this case right the first time.
And he's given us sufficient time, 14 months approximately, to do the things that we feel we need to do so that we can have sufficient time to work and get ready for the case.
In the months leading up to the trial, this case will continue to move through court. There will be ex parte hearings and pretrial motions. There will also likely be a change of venue so the judge and the attorneys can select an impartial jury. In Madison County, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Gregory Ratliff is accused of leading Officer Ellis into that deadly ambush. His case will also be tried July 5th of 2017, but attorneys don't know if he'll be tried along with Sizemore.
A security alert at the White House has been lifted. Police in Washington, D.C. say one person was taken to a hospital in critical condition after a shooting this afternoon near the White House. The Secret Service is investigating. The president was not inside the White House at the time of the shooting. Egyptian air and naval crews have found wreckage from the plane that disappeared over the Mediterranean Sea. Investigators have spotted human remains, suitcases, and airplane seats in the sea. Crews were hoping to find enough clues today to figure out what made Egypt Air Flight 804 crash. There were 69 people on board. Investigators are running background checks on every passenger and anyone who had access to that plane.
Is there anybody on that flight with a link to a terrorist organization, number one? And number two, are there any conversations that are going on right now within terrorist organizations, non-public conversations where they're congratulating each other?
Now, terrorism is the leading theory, but investigators do not have any evidence.
There's been a spike in the number of pregnant women in the U.S. infected with Zika. There are now 157 cases in pregnant women, up from 48 last week. It's all due to a change in how the government is counting cases. The virus can lead to brain abnormalities, including a serious birth defect. After receiving a briefing on the changes, President Obama urged Congress to get moving on a plan to fund the fight against Zika.
Bottom line is Congress needs to get me a bill. It needs to get me a bill that has sufficient funds to do the job. They should not be going off on recess before this is done.
The House and Senate have both passed bills for money to fight the virus, but they're far apart. The Senate version is worth about $1.1 billion, while the House version is worth $622 million. Before a group of Lexington High School seniors takes a step forward in their lives, they're taking a step back in time.
Today, Henry Clay High School soon-to-be graduates went back to Breckenridge Elementary School dressed in their cap and gowns. Severa Rayford has the story new at 5.
It was all smiles as the students at Breckenridge Elementary pictured themselves graduating, though some say they want to hang on to snacks and nap time just a little bit longer.
It's scary because soon we're going to be that age.
Others have a different outlook.
I'm prepared. Trust me.
Organizers say the goal of the walk is to not only celebrate graduating seniors, but to inspire students to work hard in school.
Because it inspires me, like, if I can graduate and get, like, a bunch of A's and like, higher grades and go to college and have a good career.
This is the first time Breckenridge Elementary has hosted a senior walk. The principal here says success starts in the classroom.
Kindergarten is just what we think is where you learn the ABCs, but it's really setting up that dream, but more than the dream, the plan that's going to take for these kids to be successful.
Senior Ricardo Franklin says this was a special moment to him because he got to share it with his niece.
I hope that, like, my niece Jordan and her friends and her classmates, I hope that they take this, like, experience and they look up to us. Because, you know, not everyone gets this, so they'll see this and they'll want to push themselves to be more, and that's all we're here for.
In Lexington,
good luck.
Severa Rayford, WKYT.
That was a pretty special moment on both sides there. Henry Clay's graduation, by the way, is May 26th at Rupp Arena.
Hundreds of children helping celebrate a park's 100th anniversary with a day of fun. Booker T. Washington Elementary held its 100 Hands Field Day celebration at Douglas Park. The goal is to help revitalize the historic park. The 100 Hands project has raised more than $14,000 to repair the park's community center. New playground equipment will be added next spring.
It is time now for better living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. For the first time in 20 years, nutrition labels are going to change on packaged foods. As Brooke Silva Braga shows us, the Food and Drug Administration says they're modernizing the labels to help people make informed decisions about the foods they eat.
The new food labels will make calories easier to count, printed in bigger, darker type. There will also be a new line listing added sugar, which can be especially unhealthy and difficult to track. First Lady Michelle Obama says the new labels will make packaged food information more transparent.
Very soon, you will no longer need a microscope, a calculator, or a degree in nutrition to figure out whether the food you're buying is actually good for our kids.
Another big change, more realistic serving sizes. Until now, Janice Brown's favorite pretzels claim to offer 3 portions.
Do you eat a third of this bag?
No, I eat the whole bag. And then I hate myself after.
These crackers brag that there are just 2 grams of fat per serving, but this little bag is 2 servings. Under the new guidelines, serving sizes will change to reflect what people actually eat.
We're not encouraging individuals to eat more of these foods, but we really want them to be informed about exactly how much they are consuming and what they're consuming when they do eat a normal portion size.
The new labels will also list vitamin D and potassium, nutrients Americans often lack. Food companies have 2 years to comply with the new rules. Brooke Silva Braga for CBS News, New York.
Just in time for pool season, a new report shows many aren't as clean as you might think. The Centers for Disease Control looked at pool inspections for 40% of the nation's public pools. They found 80% had at least one violation. 1 in every 8 inspections led to an immediate closure. Your chance of getting skin cancer might be in your genes. Scientists say they've identified what they call a sunscreen gene. People with a mutated version of the gene or low levels of the UV-resistant gene might be at higher risk of melanoma or other skin cancers. The study is giving researchers a better understanding of the gene and how cells repair after UV damage. It could help with prevention and treatments.